Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Gloria's Estates. And once again, we're super proud to bring you one of our favorite shows, our favorite show styles, the treasure hunt. This is all the stuff that I've picked up at random through the last couple of weeks, and there are some real beauties and some real oddities in here that I never get to show you. So let's not bury the lead. Let's at least start with what my favorite pieces are. And you know that the antique, the vintage, the estate pieces that you cannot beg, borrow, or steal from other places, and we find them quite readily. So let's start with this one. This one here is marked as 14 karat, and its stone is going to be a mine cut diamond. So this one here is going to be pre-1890s, like I said, and 14 karat gold, and it is a size 7, perfect size 7. Let's go ahead and show this off because this is awesome. Now it is very small, it is very petite, it is very conservative. However, I love the looks on it, I love the style on it. So our normal price on this is supposed to be $249. I tell you where I can get you. Tonight, you know what, we're gonna start with a deal of the day. We never start with a deal of the day. I don't know why I'm doing it today, but why not? Deal of the day, this for $125. That's right, $125, half price on a vintage 1890s mine cut 14 karat gold ring, size 7. This is an incredible deal, an incredible steal, and you cannot beg, borrow, or steal pieces like this except for places that deal in a lot of vintage, old, antique estate jewelry. Speaking of estate jewelry, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece. I love this beauty with a cabochon ruby, and the coloration of it is absolutely phenomenal. And this one here is marked as, hang on, that is not powerful enough. Let's see. That is marked as 18 karat. I like this one a lot. Let's get you a really good price on this one, and we'll figure out what we can get you at. So our normal price on this is supposed to be $999, so $1,000. And it's, again, a size 7, perfect size 7. Check that out. Look at the star on it. Look at just the way that the light hits that stone. And again, we don't use any special lighting. It's not like we're, shining a bunch of LEDs at the stone. The natural beautiness, the natural effervescence of this stone absolutely comes out free and clear and amazing. And again, this is going to be probably from between the 1900s and 1920s from the style of that ring. Very gorgeous. So our normal price, $999. I tell you what, tonight we're gonna let it go for $500. That's right, $500 for a beautiful vintage 1900s era cabochon ruby ring. Also, the cabochon is also known as a star or as a Lindy. If you're ever looking at the Lindy sapphires, those were really imported in the 1970s, 1980s, quite heavily. And if you ever want to know if you have an original Lindy, you flip it over and you look on the back, and he inscribed the initial L on all the stones that he cut and imported into the country. And it's jokingly referred to as the sock in the jewelry industry. So if you flip it over, and it does look like a sock that's unfolded on the back of the stones, you know you have an original Lindy. And that just kind of adds to the coolness of the actual star sapphire, or in this case, the star ruby. All right, let's keep rolling. So the next one that everyone is going to ask me about is, of course, going to be this one here, just because it just shines phenomenally. However, I took a really close look at this one when it came in because I had to. This one here is set in 14 karat gold. However, I noticed a big double refraction on it. So that led me to believe, and I'll let you get a really close look at it, that these were not diamonds. Unfortunately, these are moissanite. Now, moissanite does tend to test positive on a diamond tester. The one thing it won't do is, it will do that diamonds won't, is it will conduct electricity. So a lot of the moissanite detectors are simply using electricity and the finding out whether or not that stone conducts electricity. And or you can use a loupe, get in really close and see the double refraction. So this is a heavy ring. It's got a lot of gold on it. and our normal price on it is still supposed to be $999. It's supposed to be $1,000. Let me figure out how much actual gold is in there, because it is 14 karat. And okay, I tell you what, let's get it out of here tonight for $450. It is a size 7, but for $450, that is a really, really beautiful setup. Nobody, not even your local jeweler, unless they get really close with a loop, will be able to tell the difference. But I did want to show this off real quick for one thing, show you a cool way that we have tested these before. If you hit moissanite with a lot of heat, what it'll do is it will actually turn these stones into lime green colors. So you can imagine how much panic people will have when you take their ring and you hit it with heat, and all of a sudden you can see that lime green coloration. Hang on, let me hit it one more time, because they will get really, really green. So like I said, that is one of those weird things that you can do to test some of these rings, and now you can clearly see that green, almost lime coloration, and it does go away fairly quickly, but always remember that steam coming off there, that ring is super, super hot. Anyhow, I thought that was a cool thing. Y'all would kind of like the science, the history, everything else behind that. Speaking of coolness, I got to go with this one. This is super, super cool. This is a beautiful brown boulder opal, and this is set in an incredible setting with 14 karat gold, probably going to date back to the 1960s, and it's a size 5 1/4. So this is going to be for my tiny but mighties, and we're going to price it normally at $14.99 because it is a super, super heavy ring. But check out the coloration on that. That is so interesting, so cool. And I'll tell you where I can get you on this beauty tonight. How about we get you into it for $800? Sorry, $800 for a brown boulder opal set in a 1960s design ring that is a size 5 1/4. So there's got to be a tiny bit mighty out there that is ready to be proud to show this off. This is going to be incredibly elegant, incredibly showy, and you will have people literally stop you and ask what that stone is, because it is extremely unusual. But at the same time, I will give you a warning, it's very, very soft. So if you're hard on your jewelry, this is not going to be the ring for you, because yes, it does look like a very, very hard stone. It's not. It's still in the opal family, so it's going to be a very, very soft stone. Cannot wear this without care. All right. Let's go on to the next one, something that I don't get terribly often, at least through loads like this, and that's anklets. So this one here is going to be a 10-inch anklet, have beads all along it. And matter of fact, I don't think we've ever actually done an anklet on these shows. So very unusual, very cool, and the perfect time of year, and it's going to be set in 10 karat gold. That's going to make it stronger. It's also going to make it more affordable. So normally this would be priced at $180. Let's get you a good view on it. Nice little ends on it. And it's got the beads, just kind of, adding a little bit to it. And like I said, normally this beauty is going to be $180. I'll tell you what, let's get it out of here tonight for a $100 bill. That's right, an anklet, real gold, 10 karat gold anklet, for $100. It is summer season, and I know y'all ladies love your anklets during the summer, so don't pass this up, don't mess this up. Go ahead and give us a call. The number's at the bottom of the screen. Also, I forgot to do our caveat. We're not some big box chain. We're not some massive Costco. We only get one of these a piece. So if there's anything you see, anything at all, go ahead and message us as soon as you can. Give us a ring, because you might miss this by not days, not hours, not minutes, by seconds, and I've seen it happen, especially with really, really cool pieces like we're showing off tonight. Speaking of really cool pieces, I got to let my colored stone nerd come out and play. And I'm trying to figure out if this is a bee or a beetle or a firefly. And I think I've decided it's going to be a firefly. However, I'll let all of y'all decide. This one is going to be in 14 karat gold. And it's a size 6.5. Let's get a price on it. So it's supposed to be priced at $749, $750. Check that baby out. So, want y'all to get into the comments and tell me, is this a beetle? Is this a fly? Is this a bee? Is this a firefly? Like I said, I want it to be a firefly, but I want to know what y'all are thinking. And if any of y'all are wondering how much it's going to be, I tell you what, like I said, normally it's going to be $750. Tonight, we're going to let it out of here for $400. So $400, and then you can decide whatever it is that you want it to be. Wear it proudly, wear it with pride, and wear something very cool and interesting, especially with that opal in there. And again, being an opal, it is rather soft, it is rather fragile. So you will have to take care of this, but then again, this ring, this style ring, really deserves care. All right, let's keep rolling. Oh, we get to do something else we don't see a lot of. Beautiful princess cut solitaire. This one here is set in platinum. So let's get a really good view on it. And it is a 95% platinum instead of the 90% platinum. And it's a size 6. Let's get you a price on that. So normally with the stone in here, it is a very good stone. It's going to be an SI2 or better. It is slightly off color though, and its normal price is going to be $2,500, $2,499. But I'll let y'all get a really close look up on it. And tonight, instead of its normal $2,500 price, we're going to let this beauty out of here for $1,500. That center stone is going to be just under 1 carat. It's about 4/5, about 80, 85 points. And like I said, it is a very clear stone. It is slightly off color, but we simply do not see a whole lot of platinum anymore, nearly to the degree that we did even 5 or 10 years ago, yet alone 20 years ago. Platinum simply is almost, I'm not going to say out of fashion, but it is harder to work with, and a lot of people have simply switched to white gold. So this one here is, again, a slight rarity, something we don't see a whole lot of, and I thought it'd be very, very cool to bring it to you. All right, speaking of, again, really cool stuff, how about this beauty? And the reason why this one really stands out is the chocolate diamonds, and it's marked as Levion. So this one here is a size 6, and I know I've got some Levion fans out there. So its normal price is supposed to be, it's supposed to be $1,500. However, $1,499. Let's get you a good deal on that one. Tonight we can do it at $900. That's right, $900 for Levion inscribed 14 karat gold chocolate and white diamond bypass ring. This is an absolute beauty, and we're starting to see quite a bit more and more marked branded jewelry. So I love coming across pieces like this that are gorgeous, that are beautiful, that are well desired, and people always ask us about stuff like this. So don't forget, message us, go ahead and give us a call. Number's bottom of the screen. Please do that before anybody else gets away with it. You know you need this. It's going to be beautiful on you. And by the way, that smile looks good on you. All right, let's keep going. Oh, let's do something. I know we've kind of expanded our boundaries quite a bit during this show. We've done a lot of stuff we haven't seen or haven't seen in a while. How about we move into some gold coins? I've been seeing quite a few gold coins of all different sizes and shapes. So if you're interested in any kind of gold coins, go ahead and call us. Now, I'm not going to give you any kind of prices at all because it fluctuates so much that there's no way to keep up. However, if you want to come visit us in store at 3016 Highway 51 South in Hernando, Mississippi, we can offer you gold at some of the best, most competitive prices, not only in our area, but across the country. Because I love having pieces like this, and they are amazing, but you're gonna have to come see us and get priced out individually. All right, let's keep rolling. Ooh, let's do these. Because again, my colored stone nerd has to come out and play just a little bit. Beautiful set of pear blue topaz in a really beautiful setting, post back, and these are going to be 14 karat gold. And our normal price on these is supposed to be $149. That's right, $149 are our normal price. Where can we get you tonight? How about we do this beautiful setup for $80? That's right, you heard me correct. $80 for blue topaz post back earrings. These are a steal, absolutely a steal. If you've got somebody that you need to get a present for, a gift for, even if it's not today, next week, next month, next year, these are a beautiful way to pick up something that is fascinating and beautiful, but at the same time, extremely affordable. So if you can get a hold of these, pick them up, put them in reserve, might be the great way to go. All right, let's keep rolling with it. There's a couple more I got to get to in here, and we might go long, but you know what? I'm going to make it worth it because there are some fascinating pieces in this. So here we go. I got this one. This is a modern make. You can always tell from the jeweler's marks. Set in 14 karat gold, and this with elongated radiant cuts and 14 karat white gold. So it's a size 7, perfect size 7. And let's figure out how much this is supposed to be. So normally this is supposed to be priced at $499. I'll tell you what, let's get this beauty out of here tonight. How about we do half off on it? It is truly gorgeous for $250. Right, $250 for a phenomenal setup of 5 elongated radiant cuts on a diamond band. This one here is a true centerpiece. This one here is extremely elegant. It is a little petite, but it is showy. It absolutely brings a lot of flavor, a lot of color to anybody who wants to adorn it. One of the things that I tend to do in these shows, and I'm very sorry for it, is I tend to ignore the gentleman, and I am sorry, but tonight, don't worry, don't fear, I'm not going to ignore you anymore. This is a phenomenal piece. I love the stones on this, and they're absolutely screaming at me. This is set up in 14 karat gold. It has 7 round diamonds in it. Each one's about 13 points apiece, and it is going to be a 1 karat total weight. It's a size 9, and it is extremely heavy. So our normal price on this is supposed to be $3,000, $29.99.99. Not only because of the diamonds, but also because of the gold. But I'm going to let these out of here. I'm going to let this beauty out of here tonight. How about for $1,600? That's right, $1,600 for a very heavy men's ring with 1 karat of diamonds total weight. And they are very good quality. They show very, very well. Don't let this get by you. Don't let this get past you, because this actually might be one of the first things to sell. Like I said, because we don't show a lot of men's jewelry. So when we do, it does tend to move along. All right, let's keep rolling. What else do we want to do? How about, we haven't done any pendants tonight, so I got to throw a couple of them in here. Got a beautiful little heart pendants in 10 karat gold. It's about 1 karat total weight worth of diamonds. And I cannot operate a calculator tonight. All right, here we go. So our normal price on it is supposed to be $5.99. Let's get you a good view on it. Like I said, about 1 karat total weight. And I tell you what, let's do it for, it's supposed to be $5.99. Tonight we're going to do it for $400. That's right, $400 for a beautiful heart pendant. This one here will go on anything, will work with anything. It won't clash. And if you need a necklace for it, I happen to know a few places that I can find you something nice, something gorgeous to go with it. something that fits on, this is going to be a great bargain, a great steal for any of you that have bought anything from me in the past. Know that I'm honest about what we sell. All right, let's get rolling. Let's do one last one. How about this one? Just because it's super cool and super interesting. This is another one of our rose gold chocolate and white diamonds. Now this one is not Levion marked. However, it is set in 14 karat gold, and it is supposed to be priced at $7.99. So our normal, it's a size 6.5, by the way. Our normal price on it, like I said, $7.99. Tell you what, just to end off the right way, how about we do it tonight for half off? That's right. We started with half off. We'll end with half off. $400. Get this gorgeous chocolate and white bypass setup for $400 in a size 6.5. This one here, you cannot go wrong with. If you appreciate rose gold, if you appreciate chocolate diamonds, you're not going to find a better deal anywhere. Here, down the street, across the country, this is a phenomenal steal. So, all right. Well, excellent. Well, as always, we want to thank you for joining us. I had a great time tonight. I hope you had a great time tonight. And I know that time is your most valuable thing that you have. So I really appreciate you spending your time with us. And as always, if there's something you need, anything at all, let us know. We'll do everything in our power to help you out. But until next time, we'll see you then.
Everlasting and true, it's all because of you. That smile sure looks good on you. That smile sure looks good